Well, I want to drive home a point on some of this stuff. People don't understand. Taking responsibility for your own safety is vital. Why not just call the police to stop a crime instead of drawing a gun? For one, a great police response time would be about 2 minutes, right? But most of the time, crimes taking place in a matter of seconds. Now, number two is the most important point. Police have no duty to protect you. You can't sue the police. I know on the side of the car, it always says to serve and protect. And I always say, in my mind, serve and protect the county's revenue stream, whatever kind of garbage they can find on people, right? Most people seem to think it's an important new ruling that the cops have no duty to protect you, but it's not. The court has kept this stance for almost 30 years. For over 30 years, the Supreme Court has repeatedly ruled that police officers at all levels of the government have no duty to protect the citizens of this country. They have, you can't sue the police department for not doing their job. If you call them up and you're saying, I'm getting killed, more than likely you're going to be over real fast, right? But if they take 3 hours and you're dead, your family can't sue them, okay? It's just the way it goes, right? It's their job of the police officers only to investigate crimes and arrest criminals, right? And so you're on your own for your own protection. Most police officers will help somebody. They're not screwed up. They're not saying they're all screwed up. I mean, some of them probably are, but some of them undoubtedly are. But some of them are on the other level where they're really, really, really good. It's the police is just like humans. Everywhere is different, but they have no duty to provide that help to you. Okay. Now, with Parkland, Florida, in a shooting in a school, there was an armed sheriff's deputy that was right in the school, right there, or not inside the school, but right outside the building. He stayed outside the building of the Florida school while the mass killings took place. He was taking up a defensive position in case the guy came out. Maybe he can get a shot at him. In the meantime, the guy was shooting up people. So, again, this was in a gun-free zone, and they had this armed sheriff deputy there in uniform, and he didn't do nothing. So, that's the classic, it's not my job, I don't really have to, it's not really. The armed school resource officer assigned to protect the students at the Marjorie Stoneman High School took a defensive position outside of the school. It did not enter the building while the shooter was killing students and teachers inside. The sheriff fired the guy, but, technically he didn't even have to fire him because, it's not, what I mean. You would fire him because of what happened. But, it's not really, like I said, it's not really, you can't sue the police department for not protecting you. So who protects you? You, right? And the other side, I know there's a lot I can't say on YouTube, and maybe they're not gonna even like this video because they're censoring everything, for crying out loud. But I'm really bringing out a point here. And, I don't even understand. I know there's a big money angle to grab all the guns in America and make everybody slave. I know this, and I know there's a lot of these things are going on that I think they're created. I know. I mean, I think there's a lot of garbage going on. Second shooters, third shooters, not just it's like the Lee Harvey Oswald thing. Yeah, he did it. Yeah, sure. I notice, and I can't say all this stuff because YouTube doesn't allow you to say that. I don't even know if they don't let me say this, for crying out loud. I mean, they're getting. I mean, I was like, what can you say? I love the government. I love everything that the people tell me to say. They give me my citizen rating, and I'm done. Like they have in China with citizen ratings. You got a good A plus, 3 stars, but I'm aware of all this stuff. But I just from this angle, that was a gun-free zone. Almost all these shootings take place in all the gun-free zones. And here you had a deputy sheriff in uniform with a gun, didn't go try to help, try to stop it, which was like, I mean, Now, I gotta tell you, I just gotta, maybe I shouldn't say all this stuff on here, but I tell you the truth, I think the government knows where every gun is there is in America. I mean, I think the satellite technology is there. Um, I don't even know why they're worried about people having guns. Like the powers that be, because they got so much technology, they can just get rid of all of us anyway. I don't know why they're worried about it. I tell you the truth, I don't know. Well, obviously, there's a reason they're worried about it. It's not what the major media is telling you. It's they're afraid of the people having power, and I guess the fact that people have guns, maybe that's because I know this stuff is most of these things are setups. I know this. I know this. I can't go elaborate on that because just the fact that I said that, YouTube might not like that, but I know they're setups. I mean, I was aware of like G4S and all this other garbage, where these people are being trained. I know all this stuff, but I'm just saying, you know, telling people that on the side of the police car, serve and protect, they got no obligation to do that. I always joke it's to serve and protect the guys they're working for, which is, some politicians, county commissioner, city commissioner, whatever, one of those type of people, right? The mayor. And you know how it really works if you're connected. If you know a cop, you know a judge, you know a district attorney, you know the mayor, you know the city councilman, or whatever, you know whatever, one of those bigwigs, you get away with all kinds of garbage. That's really what it is. You know that. So it's like there's always the click to it. It's something I got going off on a tangent. I know it, but I know what's going on in many respects. I can't say everything on here, okay? But just bringing it, the police don't have any duty to protect you legally. Period. You can't sue the police because they didn't do their job. Even this guy that was assigned to protect the students, and he was right there in the Parkland, Florida high school, which was the city, Parkland, right? Um, he's got, there's nothing you could do about it. He didn't go in there and try to stop the guy. I mean, maybe if you try to stop him, he would have got shot. But I mean, I don't know. But that's why you're there, right? That was why he was there, right? Even him being assigned to the school, and being the school was a gun-free zone. You had this deputy sheriff with armed in uniform. He didn't try to stop it. He just stayed outside and tried to wait for the guy to come outside. Took a defensive position. I'm sure the major media is not going to say this. You can't sue him. You can't sue the sheriff's department for this. I should say something else too. Man, hi YouTube. Yes, I know. I know Susan doesn't like saying me. I'm going to have to say this. Go look on YouTube for a clip of when the SWAT team went into Orlando Pulse nightclub, and 350 shots. Don't think they didn't, you know what I mean. Figure it out. Anyway, over and out. That's all I got to say. And if people gotta use some common sense on this garbage, man. Really, it's ridiculous. I know they're going to argue against driving cars real soon too, because when the self-driving cars come out, and they say, "Wow, you people deliberate." This guy was crazy, and he decided to run people over. I don't know, even though he's been driving 40, 50 years. You know what I mean? That's going to be the next thing. They were just trying to take away all your freedoms. That's all they're doing. They don't want you to. You're slaves. That's all you are. And most people I think realize this, but then again, most people aren't doing nothing about it. Not saying nothing either. They're not even saying a damn thing. Anyway, over and out. Went longer than I thought, but their job is to investigate crimes and arrest criminals. So I don't know, if you're late on the payment for your parking ticket, you're done, that type of stuff, right? There you go, over and out.